Well, hey YouTube, welcome back, my friends, once again to Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango W3CT, your good old friend Jack. Back up here once again, and so many people hate this phrase, but I have to say it, the Jack Shack. So anyway, in the Jack Shack today, I'm sure the thumbnail title gives it away, I have something here that basically every ham operator should have in their shack, right? At least one, maybe multiples, but we're going to talk about this one today. So, what are we talking about? We are talking about what came in this package in the mail from me, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more and give you a description and tell you a little bit about it right after this. Okay, guys, so what are we talking about anyway? What's in this package here? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and then we'll get a closer look on the desk with it and see what it is. It's my handy dandy scissors there. And we're going to open this thing up and have a look of what every ham should have in their shack. Well, anyway, so what this is my good friends over at Radio Oddity. Now, if you don't shop at Radio Oddity, why not? When I brought my G90 some years ago, and Walt was saying go to this Radio Oddity company, I'm like, Radio Oddity what? Like, I was just getting back into ham radio, and I didn't even know what Radio Oddity was. So Radio Oddity is a very specialized ham radio sales. They are the U.S. market or the U.S. distributor for Xiegu radios. And that's where I bought my G90. I'd highly recommend it. And the reason is, one, I heard horror stories about people buying these things on Amazon. And then something went wrong with it. And Amazon's not going to fix your radio. Radio Oddity will stand behind their radios and they will take care of you. Now, this is in no way a Radio Oddity commercial. But my good friends at Radio Oddity, I talked to them over at their marketing department, and they sent me out a paddle, okay? And it's the VK6. So the VK6 paddle that came out by Xiegu is a iambic paddle. Okay, it has a 3.5 millimeter connecting jack, and it is supposed to be magnetic return. So I think that's really amazing. And we're going to compare this today against my bencher paddle, and we'll show you those, or I'll show you those over at the radio in a minute. But let's go ahead, we're going to unbox this thing and see how it's packaged. It came very tightly packaged. It's a very well made box. It's very solid. So let's go ahead and get over here on the workbench. We're going to open this thing up and have a look. So stick with me and let's go. Okay. So obviously, this is very well packaged, as I said. Okay, again, it is from Radio Oddity. So let's go ahead and open the box up here and see what we have. Okay, very nice padding. They do send you a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable, which is nice. Can never have enough of those. They send you what looks to be a warranty, right? So you can put the date you bought it and everything on there. And let's see what they tell you in the instructions here. They tell you methods of adjusting the paddles themselves, okay? So the tightness of the paddles, they show you the adjustment screws, the left paddle, the right paddle, the spring tensioner in the back, or the tensioner, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be magnetic return. And it gives you a little bit of right up here more about it. Okay, so not a whole lot of information, but we're going to put that aside anyway. All right. Okay, so anyway, every paddle you buy it comes with a an Allen wrench, some kind of Allen wrench to adjust the Allen screws. I can already tell you, picking this up, it has a good amount of weight. I need to have, like other YouTubers, like a scale, but I don't know. I don't know how much it weighs. It doesn't really say in the package. And this is it, guys. The Xiegu. Again, it is the, and I should already know this number for talking to the company enough, the VK6. Okay, the VK6. It's an iambic paddle. Okay, we can see how every paddle too they're going to send you is going to have that kind of space, like that kind of play. Okay, they don't want to put any tension on it when they ship them. So to adjust these, I already see that's a little loose right there. Probably tightens down up here, I would imagine. I hope so. But I think that actually tightens down the set screws. Okay, so you can see how much play these have in them. Okay. So to adjust these, we'll start by loosening the thumb screws on the outsides here. Okay. Then you just start setting these actually in. We're going to adjust these out more. And I can honestly say, we're going to adjust these again once we get it on the radio. Because I try to adjust these in where they're almost touching the contacts. I like a very short throw, okay, when you're working CW. Okay, I don't want that big swing. Okay. But as you can see, there's no springs on here. It's just magnets on the back of this. I can tell you already, it is noisy. Okay. So when Radio Oddity sends this kind of equipment out to be tested, they are not under any, or I'm not under any contract with Radio Oddity to say this is the best key since it was, since Toast. I can give you my true opinions on it. Now, when I use it, any paddles, okay, I always have one of these under it. Now, this is just a bottle or a jar opener. My wife showed me actually this trick. She bought me a set of these from a dollar store. But you can see now where it doesn't move. Okay, once it's there, it's not as noisy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the camera around. I'm going to put this on the radio, show you what I'm currently using. Okay, what I've been using for even 20 years ago when I was in ham radio, I was using it. And we'll compare it with the Xiegu VK6, okay, to see how that compares. So, but as I said, there's no springs in here. It's all magnet returns, which you guys know magnet returns is most of the keys based on Begali keys is magnet returns. They do have some springs, but most of their high-end keys are magnet returns. And then we'll talk a little bit about price between, I know, the bencher key and the Xiegu VK6. All right, let me get over to the radio, and we're going to look at them side by side, and then we'll do a little comparison with sending. I'll just set my radio on practice mode, and we'll see what it feels like or how it works. Okay, talk about it over there. All right, so let's have a look here. This is obviously the bencher key. The bencher key, when I bought this, I don't know what the current price is, was about $180, okay, for the bencher. I talked to one gentleman who is a avid CW operator. It's all he does. He's been doing it since he was in the Navy. He's told me he has been using a bencher key for almost 25 years and has never, ever failed him. He has never even replaced the springs. It's just worked, okay? So this is obviously a spring return back here. Comes up through this mechanism here, okay? You can see it's highly polished. And as I said, I have this set very tight. You can see I have very little play in there, okay? And we'll have to adjust this one. So it's just at the point where it's making dits, okay, or dots, okay? So we'll adjust this one so it's a little bit tighter. Now, the weight difference is, obviously this is a more expensive key. In comparison, the Xiegu key is selling at this time for like $79, okay, at Radio Oddity. The bencher key came from DX Engineering. Now, if I pick this up, it's a massive weight, okay? If I pick this up, not so much. I mean, it's still heavy, it's still solid. It's got a nice rubber base on it, okay? The one thing I do like about these keys, other than the bencher key is hardwired. Okay, so there's no 3/4 inch or 3.5 millimeter plug on the back of the bencher. Where when you get to like CW Morse, see they have a 3.5. Go ahead, Jack, just drop it on the desk. And now the Xiegu VK6, it has a 3.5 on the back of this. What makes that nice is it's a universal, and if anything happens to the cable, you can just throw the cable away and plug in a new one. All right, let's turn the radio on. We'll turn it on practice mode here so you can hear it. I'm going to actually set this side tone up. You see where there's very little play in there. All right, so that's the bencher key. And I've had this since I got back into ham radio, and I truly enjoy the bencher. It's a great key. I had one, like I said before. The only thing different was I had the silver basis, the black, but they were exactly the same. But I just wanted to try a magnetic return key, or a magnetic return paddle. I'm sorry. So let me go ahead and grab a cable, and I'm going to hook this up, and we'll see how it compares and what it feels like. Like I said, this is nice and easy. Here. All right. Now let's go ahead and hook the Xiegu key up. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you a proper way to adjust a key, at least the way I adjust them. I guess it's the Jack Shack proper way of adjusting a key. So what I did was I loosened these up, okay, and these are my contacts right back here. And what I do is I turn it over, okay, I set the spacing just enough where I start hearing dots or dits. Then I just back it off a little bit. And that's really good right there. Then what we're going to do is tighten it down. Then I'll adjust the dash. And tighten that down. For now, I'm not going to set those until I'm done at the top. The islands at the top, those will tighten everything down onto this bolt down here. I'm not going to do that until I make sure it's where I want it. All right, not bad. Needs to be played with a little bit. And I told my wife, she said, well, I don't understand the importance of a CW key, okay? Either, you know, a CW, a Morse key. I love these for the field. I mean, they're inexpensive. If anything happens, you could just buy a new one for about $30 or so, 30 or 40 bucks. This is a little heavy, I think, this is nice also for soda people, but this may be a little heavy. I would definitely take this to the field if I'm operating POTA and I'm working at a picnic table. I would be fine with that. But I explained to her that paddles, straight keys, whatever you like, whatever you're familiar with or you want to use, is as important as a SSB guy for their microphone, right? A boom mic, a radio mic, whatever kind of microphone they want. That's very important. This is our voice going out. So you want to have something comfortable that's going to work. Let's try this test. Let's turn the speed up. 25. Okay, so it's going to take a little time to get used to that, but so far I think it's a nice key. I'm not going to close this video out. I'm going to sit here and make a couple QSOs, okay? I love to rag chew at night after dinner. I like to sit by the radio, do some rag chewing on 40 meters. So I'm going to make a couple contacts and see how it works out. And then I'll close this video out and give you my final thoughts. And then I'm sure I'm going to have to play with it a little bit more, adjust it some more, and give you some more thoughts as I go. I don't want to tell you to rush out and buy this thing until I have time to, see if it's actually a good, solid key. As far as build quality, I think the build quality, they have it down. It's solid metal or iron. I mean, it's really nicely made. Again, it has magnetic returns, which is absolutely phenomenal for an $80 paddle. Okay, that's a great price for having those. But let's just see if it holds up. I still want to figure out this side adjusting knob here for the spacers. I mean, I think it's spaced pretty well right now. I don't think I need that because this is the throw between here. So I don't know if I need to adjust that at all, but I'll play with that a little bit and get back to you on that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to make some QSOs. Okay, guys, so let me give you my final thoughts on the Xiegu, VK6 paddles here. After seeing that little clip there of the QSO I had with, I gotta actually look, with Ron in Texas. As you can see, it missed a couple dashes, it missed a couple dits, but I really feel, I think that is because of two reasons. One, I didn't have it quite dialed in to the proper feel for my fingers. I think that was one. And second, and somebody else said this when they reviewed this same paddle, the paddle itself is relatively, it feels heavy, but it is relatively light. Even with the, I showed you guys this gripper thing I use here, like for jars. Even with the rubber gripper, it still wanted to just move a little bit. So under your keying, when you're paddling, you'll get that, okay? The second thing I did, I don't know if you noticed it or not, it's pretty subtle. If you look at the paddles, I flipped them over, okay? Originally they look like, and I'm going to try to find a picture like this, they were pointing down. And it was too low to the desk and my hands were down here. So I raised them up so that way I can sit and get a better feel for it instead of raising the whole paddle. And all you got to do is take the screws out and flip them over. It worked really well. But yeah, it is a little light. When I held on to it and ran it, it seemed to be pretty good. It was pretty dead on. So, all right. Anyway, we'll wrap this video up here. So, is it worth it? Yes, it's a nice paddle. It's a nice paddle for either the home QTH or take it out in the field and use it for POTA. Guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Please smash that subscribe button. I will have a link for this for the VK6 in the description below, so you can go and purchase one for yourself from Radio Oddity. Take care, everybody. This is Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack, up here in the Jack Shack. 73s, everybody, and I hope to catch you on the airways. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.